Short story, Literary Liberation, The Crown of Empty Hands by Reuben Camp White. In the kingdom of Gilded Chains, there lived a prince whose every finger bore a ring, whose every breath was measured against the weight of his inheritance. Prince Alaric had been born with fists clenched tight around rubies that had been placed there by anxious nurses, and he had never learned to let go. His treasury could ransom nations. His wardrobe could clothe a city. Yet each night, he lay beneath silk canopies and felt the pressure of all he owned pressing down upon his chest like a stone coffin, stealing his righteous breath. Beyond the palace walls, in the crooked shadow of the kingdom's forgotten quarter, there lived a boy named Silas who owned exactly three things: a wooden bowl his mother had carved before she died, a threadbare blanket the color of smoke, and a laugh that could crack open the hardest heart like a walnut. The day their paths crossed began like any other, with the prince counting what he had and the pauper noticing what he didn't need. Alaric had slipped from the palace disguised in borrowed rags, seeking some relief from the crushing architecture of his privilege. He wandered through market streets where merchants hawked their wares with voices like songbirds, where children played with nothing but sticks and imagination, where life moved like water instead of gold, fluid, unpredictable, free. That's when he saw him. Silas sat on the steps of an abandoned church, sharing his breakfast, a single apple, with a mangy dog and a sparrow that had settled fearlessly on his knee. The boy was laughing at something the universe had whispered, his face turned up to catch the morning light like it was liquid honey being poured from heaven's own pitcher. "What makes you so happy?" Alaric asked, unable to help himself. Silas looked up, and his eyes held no suspicion, only welcome. "The sky gave me a sunrise I didn't have to buy. This sparrow here, she doesn't ask my pedigree before keeping me company. And this apple," he held up the core. "It was sweeter than any I've tasted, precisely because I was hungry enough to appreciate it." The prince sat down beside him, his borrowed rags suddenly feeling more honest than any silk had ever felt. "You have nothing. How can you speak of sweetness?" "Oh, but you're mistaken, friend." Silas gestured to the street, the sky, the shabby beauty of the broken world around them. "I have everything. I just don't own it. There's a difference." Over the following weeks, they met in secret, a prince playing pauper, a pauper teaching principles. Silas showed Alaric how to sail through streets with nothing but curiosity in his pockets, how to taste bread like it was the first word of a poem, how to sit with enough and feel wealthy beyond measure. "You see this bird?" Silas pointed to the sparrow that followed him everywhere now. "She doesn't have a bank account or a deed to the trees, yet she owns every sky between here and heaven's gate. The rich men in your palace, they can't even imagine that kind of freedom. They're too busy building cages out of their own treasure." Alaric felt something crack open in his chest, not breaking, but